Thursday, everybody. Dr. Glidden here with you, November 7th, 2013. We're live, baby. We are live. Shout out to all the members of Longevity Nation enjoying sun and fun in Cancun, Mexico, as part of their award for signing up a certain number of people, getting enough people into longevity to make a difference. Longevity makes a difference in your life if you make a difference in the lives of others. It is the circle of life, and it's awesome. Big shout out to Longevity Nation having fun in the sun in Cancun, Mexico. You know, I grew up on in a small New England town, 30 miles out to sea. And I'm happy to report that growing up in such a community, I was not even aware that such a thing as prejudice existed. You know, I was aware, of course, of slavery and the civil rights movement, and I had a finger on the pulse of history. You know, they teach you that kind of stuff in school. But the town that I grew up in, the little county that I grew up in, was, I'm going to say, 99% prejudice-free. It didn't happen. It didn't exist. It was not a thing for me. Blacks weren't treated any different than anybody else in the community that I grew up in. It did not matter, at least not from my point of view. And then I get to go to college. I grow up a little bit, and I leave my little perfect part of the world and venture into the South. And for 9 months, I was in Durham, North Carolina, near Duke University. And that was the first time I'd ever been in the South, and prejudice was glaringly apparent. I mean, it was like the white side of the tracks and the black side of the tracks, and prejudice was rampant. And it was like a slap in the face to me. It really took me by surprise, and I was quite dumbfounded by the whole experience, and it really opened my eyes up. And prejudice has a certain smack to it. It has a certain feel to it. It has a certain vibe to it, and it's not a pretty thing. It's an ugly thing. Well, the same type of experience exists in the world of medicine. In the world of medicine, there is prejudice. Lots and lots and lots of prejudice. Your MD, by virtue of their education, your MD, by virtue of their education, is prejudiced. And prejudice is ugly. Your medical doctor will tell you that there's nothing to do besides their methodology for whatever it is that ails you, and they're wrong. Your MD will tell you that salt is bad for you and then turn around 50 years later and say that salt is good for you, and they won't have any remorse about changing their position. Your medical doctor will tell you that your only hope is surgery, and your medical doctor is wrong. Your medical doctor is born into the world of prejudice. It happens by virtue of their education, and it is an ugly thing to be around. You want me to prove my point? So get my book, order a copy of my book, The MD Emperor Has No Clothes, $10. You can download it to your Kindle in 60 seconds. Visit the website, fireyourmdnow.com or drglidden.com. Or just do a Google search for Dr. Peter Glidden. I pop up number 1 and just click on the link. Get to my website, order the book. In the book on cancer, there are 10 questions. I want you to make an appointment with a local cancer treatment center. Pretend that you have cancer. Ask the doctor, ask the oncologist the 10 questions in my book and see what the response is. Get one of those little secret agent pens and record the conversation. Post it on YouTube and let the world see the extent of the prejudice. See, the problem with the prejudice of the MD is that they don't know that they're prejudiced, but they are, which makes it doubly offensive. You know, there are some people still alive today that actually believe that blacks are animals, that they're not really people, that they don't have a soul. And that's how we justified slavery, more or less. because we could treat blacks the same way that we treated animals. You know, you shoot your dog, shoot your slave, doesn't matter. This actually was the mindset that people brought to bear on their understanding of humanity. It's prejudice, plain and simple. And prejudice, when it is unsullied, when it is unbarred, when it is let loose out of the gate, is an ugly thing to be around. I'm telling you, as God is my witness, your medical doctor is by definition, brings by definition to their understanding of pathophysiology a built-in a priori prejudice that they are not even aware of, and it is an ugly thing to be around. Theirs is an old-fashioned, outdated, dangerous, ineffective, and expensive point of view born out of prejudice. One more reason, ladies and gentlemen, to fire your medical doctor. They exemplify the epitome of prejudice, and that is a good thing to distance yourself from as much as is humanly possible. Phones are all lit up today. 866-582-9933 is the number to call, 866-582-9933. Let's go to Virginia and see what Terry's up to. Hey, Terry, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Glidden, how are you today?
I'm fine. I am good, but I'll get better. Thanks for asking. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I got some questions about high blood pressure and about financial problems.
All right.
I've been on the protocol for the high blood pressure for 2 months, and I've seen a slight reduction in my blood pressure. And my question is, how long should I wait before I go on a reduction schedule with the pharmacist?
Well, how many points did it come down? Do you remember? Do you have the numbers in front of you?
Well, it's only been high 3 times in the past 2 months, 150 over 78, 148 over 83, and 160 over 90. And the average low is like 102 over 62. Oh,
you're good to go then. Right now is an excellent time to start to withdraw prudently from your blood pressure meds with guidance. So right now, the answer is right now, Terry.
Oh, okay.
However, be advised, right, that it's a bad metaphor, but I'm going to use it anyway. Remember those Super Balls, or did you remember the Super Balls that they used to sell when we were teenagers? Remember that?
You mean that you squeeze or whatever?
Yeah, well, they had this thing called a Super Ball. It was like this super dense rubber, and you'd throw it, and it would bounce like as high as the roof of your house, right? It was,
yeah, I remember.
Remember those things, the super bouncy Super Balls? Well, if you drop a Super Ball off the roof of your house, it will bounce back up almost to the roof of the house, and then the next time it bounces a little bit lower, and then a little bit lower, and then a little bit lower, and then it takes after, half an hour, it stops bouncing. Well, when you withdraw from your blood pressure meds, your blood pressure is apt and likely to bounce around a little bit. It's apt and likely to bounce around a little bit. So just beware that if for a day or two on the deduction plan, withdrawal plan from the blood pressure medicine, if your blood pressure gets a little high, don't worry. The only time you need to be worried about high blood pressure when you're withdrawing from blood pressure meds is if the numbers are elevated and remain elevated every day. But you should expect a little bit of a bump here, a little bit of a bump there, a little bit of a bump here, a little bit of a bump there, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 times as you're going down the withdrawal track, and that's okay and that's normal. The problem is, if there still remains a problem with the blood pressure, which hasn't been optimized yet by the medical nutrition, your blood pressure will elevate and it'll stay elevated. If that happens, then you need to make a decision as to how you're going to move. You either have to go on a reduced dose of the blood pressure meds or increase the medical nutrition, whatever you can do.
So if it elevates and remains elevated for more than a few days?
Yeah, I would say for more than 3 days in a row. Then something, the first thing that I would do is I would increase my calcium intake. That's the first thing that I would do.
So I need to have some. So the extra powder that I have would be something I could use, huh?
Oh yeah, you bet it would. But you know, you should expect this. You should expect a little bounce in the blood pressure for a day or day and a half as you're on the the reduction plan for the pharmaceutical. And that's not because there's anything wrong with your blood pressure. It's because your body has to get used to not having the med in it anymore, right? It's a side effect of the withdrawal of the drug. It's not because there's anything inherently wrong with your blood pressure. It's because your body's gotten used to having the drug in it for so long, and when you withdraw the drug, your body just kind of doesn't know what to do for a day or two, and it's funny like that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, good. So now that's different than a little bit of a bounce as a side effect from the withdrawal of a blood pressure medicine is very different than, you know, an organic problem with your body so that you withdraw from the blood pressure med and your blood pressure elevates and it stays elevated. If that happens, we either need to increase the calcium and maintain the nutritional discipline, or we need to go back on a reduced dose of the blood pressure med for a couple more months while we build the body up a little bit more with nutrition. And, you know, the goal here, which is achievable 90% of the time, is to make your body so healthy that you don't need your meds and that you can safely, effectively, and efficiently withdraw from all your prescription meds. That's the goal, is to have everybody 100% healthy and 100% medication-free. So, you know, I applaud your efforts to go in that direction, and you might be pleasantly surprised. Because there's another thing that happens, Terry, is when we're on meds, meds make you feel funny, but then you get used to feeling funny. So when you finally are able to stop taking meds, man, you feel like $1 million, and life is good. We're up against the hard break. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, and this is Fire Your MD Now. Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health, talking to Terry in Virginia. By the way, 866-582-9933, 866-582-9933. Give me a call. Let's chat. All right, Terry, was there something else?
Yes. I've been having some financial struggles. I've told about 15 or 20 people about longevity, and I don't know whether they're just not ready or I'm presenting it wrong or, you know, I'm just agreeing. I'm just not, you know, really getting anybody on board unless they've gotten on board within the past 2 weeks. And I run up against these here problems. You know, I had a vet bill that was like $300 or $400 at the end of last month, and I'm on a fixed income, so I'm struggling. And I heard you say something about calling longevity and seeing who's in your upline. Can you tell me more about that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, and that's a great idea. Because the way that the business is set up in longevity, it is the responsibility of people who are above you, above your position, to help you learn how to do the business successfully and to make you successful, because the more successful you are, the more money they make. So it's their, you know, there is a motivation factor for them there to make you successful. So you want to just call Longevity Customer Service. Call the Longevity Customer Service, the 800 number. I forget what it is off the top of my head. Tell them who you are, your address, or if you have your customer number from one of your last orders, you can go online and look it up. Just tell them who you are. They'll find you, and ask them to please give you the name and the phone number of a distributor in your upline who is successful at building the business. And it's an easy thing for them to search, and they'll be able to give you maybe one, maybe two different names. And then all you do is call them up and say, "Hi, my name's Terry. I'm in your downline, and I'd like you to show me how to be successful pitching longevity to people." And then the game is on. And this is how we do it. We help each other out. Dr. Wallach and myself and a handful of the people that we've trained about the medical stuff, help people with the medical end of it, and the individual business builders help their individual distributors with the business side of it. And a little help in this regard goes a long, long way, Terry, because as you have already experienced, there's a way to show this to people that makes them run away from you, right? Mm-hmm. And that's not your fault. That's
I think I did kind of scare them off.
Well, it's human nature, right? It's human nature for sure, but the point is that everybody does it. And there's an equally effective way to show this to people that will attract them to you. And so it's just a matter of learning how to do the attraction enrollment rather than the repulsion enrollment, and it's a very simple thing to do. It's a very easy thing to do. So just lean on your upline, call Youngevity, tell them who you are, say, look, I'd like the name and the phone number of somebody in my upline who is a successful business builder. Call them, introduce yourself, and say, I need help learning how to grow my business. And then just lean on them, and life is good. Now, if you do this correctly, Terry, there is a way to be making $1,000 a month, $1,000 a month within 3 months. There is a way to do that. Yeah, everybody needs to do that. And there's a way to do that and a way not to do it, right? So lean on your upline for that help, and I think you're going to be surprised at how easy it is to be a successful Youngevity distributor. Thanks for the phone call, Terry. Keep up the good work. From Virginia to Manchester, Connecticut. Going to talk to Nita now. Hey, Nita. Thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hello?
Hello, Nita. Are you there?
Yes, Dr. Glidden. How are you today?
Fantastic. How's New England?
New England is getting colder.
Is it?
So, yes, it's getting colder.
Yeah. Do you still have leaves on the trees, or have they all blown away by now?
No, we have a few leaves, but not a lot. We have a few, but not a lot.
Yeah. So what's going on, Nita?
Okay, let me tell you what's going on. I've gotten rid of the 10 bad foods, as you told me to.
Good girl.
And plus, now I went to the doctor today about my back and about this. Now they want to put injections in my back, but I do not want no cortisone in my back.
Yeah, smart girl.
I don't want that. They said that's the only way that it'll get the pain from my right side, but I don't want that.
Well, I don't want that either. Now, hold on, Nita. Stick around. We're up against a hard break. Don't go anywhere. I'll have 14 minutes to talk you through this when we come back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Don't even think about touching that dial. Prejudice is as prejudice does. Nobody's holding a gun to your head making you see the medical doctor for a chronic health condition. So don't do it. Draw a line in the sand and take your health, responsibility for your own health, into your own hands. Let us show you the way. Become a Youngevity member. Become a Dr. Glidden Insider. Sign up for my online health recovery subscription service. Be the best $20 a month you will ever spend. Let's go back to Nita from Connecticut and see what's going on with her back. So, Nita, what exactly is the diagnosis of your back problem?
Well, today they took x-rays of my hips because I had 2 hip replacements. They're fine. And they noticed I had arthritis in my back. But I'm still having the pain in my leg even after this back operation I had September the 4th. So they recommend that I get injections in my back. I said no because I had that already and it doesn't work.
Yeah, so, it's a fool's errand, right?
And plus, I had my order in for my healthy multi-bone packs, my selenium, my plant-based mineral, and my glucose gel capsules. I don't want any more back surgery. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, I don't want no more back surgery. I don't want no injections in my back. And plus, I'm taking Coumadin now already, and they told me my Coumadin level today was 1.6.
And as far as they were concerned, was that good or bad?
They said it was bad. They said it's supposed to be a 2.0 to a 2.3.
Yeah, okay. So are you taking EFAs?
Am I taking what?
The EFAs?
No.
All right. Well, once you get your Healthy Start Pack, that's a little fish oil gel cap.
Uh-huh.
That's going to be part of that. That's going to help your blood to reach the desired level of thinness, and then within a couple months you'll be able to stop the Coumadin.
I'm tired of pain. I'm tired of being in pain. I'm tired of taking medicine.
Yeah, no, I get it. And this is, you're in good company here. This is why we do what we do, because everybody around the world is in pain because their MDs have let them down. So you just need to clean up your diet, Nita.
I know.
Clean it up. Stop eating that crap. And as soon as you get all of these supplements, just start taking them. I'm gonna venture a guess that within 14 days of starting the full program, you're going to notice a significant reduction in the pain factor within 14 days. So once you get that stuff, well, I'm sorry?
Will it affect me taking Coumadin? Can I still take Coumadin?
Well, yeah, you should continue to take the Coumadin until your blood level, until you don't need it anymore, right?
Yeah, but I just get this pain in my leg.
Well, you got to take the supplements. I'm not a magician. I mean, I can't, I can't wave a magic wand and have it go away. You need to get the supplements into your body. You need to stop eating the 10 bad foods. And as soon as you get on that program, you should see a slow and steady diminution in the pain, reduction in the pain every week, like watching ice melt in the springtime. But what you can do right now, Nita, is 100% eliminate the 10 bad foods. Just don't even look at those foods anymore.
Yes, I don't even look at them, yes.
All right,
I don't want injections in my back. I don't want that.
Well, you're not gonna need it once you get on board my program. Once you've been doing this stuff, Nita, call us back in 2 weeks with a report. Call me back in 2 weeks with a report once you've dialed this in. All right, you go, girl. I appreciate the call. All right, it looks like it's New England day today, or at least the East Coast day today. We're going up to Manchester, New Hampshire now, and talk to Daniel. By the way, folks, 866-582-9933. That's 866-582-9933. Hey, Daniel, thanks for the phone call. You are live. Come in, Daniel. Are you there?
Yes,
hello.
I'm there.
How are you, Skipper?
Good. I enjoy your archives when I log in. Very interesting.
Oh, yeah, very nice. So you're a Dr. Glidden insider. That makes you the smartest man in New Hampshire.
So far, I got a little information. I got glaucoma, or they think I have glaucoma, high pressure in my left eye.
Yep.
And I'm supposed to go see a doctor tomorrow, and I know they're going to recommend some type of surgery with that laser light. But what's your take on it?
Well, I know. I'll tell you exactly what to do. We have a guy that calls into the radio show frequently. His name is Gottfried, and he's from Germany. And Gottfried had that laser procedure done a couple of years ago, I think. Maybe a couple months ago. I don't know. But he's had the procedure done. It didn't do anything, and it created scar tissue into the bargain. And now he has to deal with the original condition is still there, plus now there's scar tissue, right? So,
yeah, that's what I figured, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a silly, or from our point of view, it's a silly therapeutic because it doesn't get to the root cause of the illness. It just doesn't get to the root cause of the illness. It's kind of like painting over the mold in your basement, you're not going to see it anymore, but only for a couple of weeks. It's only a matter of time before it comes back.
Yeah.
So, in the archives, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, I did a webinar called Eye Health. I think it's called Eye Health.
Yeah, I looked at that. It talked about the holes in the skull.
Yeah, and also in the eye itself, you might want to review that because in the first part of the webinar, I showed a little slide that showed the circulation, all the hundreds of tiny, eeny-weeny, teeny blood vessels that are in and around the eye. Well, when those blood vessels get clogged, it's really no different than the drain in your sink getting clogged, and now the eye can't get rid of the fluid that it's trying to get rid of because, your body refreshes the eye fluid in the eye all the time and flushes away the old stuff, brings in new stuff, flushes away the old stuff, brings in new stuff, flushes away the old stuff. But if the drain to flush away the old stuff gets clogged, then the pressure in your eye is going to build. And it's as simple as that from our point of view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, which begs the question, well, what causes those vessels to get clogged up? I mean, is it genetic? No. Is it a voodoo curse? No. It's consistent consumption of food that causes oxidative damage. So we believe it's oxidative damage to the circulatory vessels in the eye, which causes inflammation, which then causes them to get gummed up with scar tissue or with cholesterol plaque or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So the recommendation then to support and promote the structure and function of the eye and to help optimize the circulation to the eyeball and those eeny weeny teeny vessels would be the anti-aging Healthy Start Pack, because that's high in ORAC. The Cell Shield RTQ that's part of the anti-aging Healthy Start Pack is anti-inflammatory in its action, and there's also 8,000 ORAC points per one capsule of the Cell Shield RTQ. That's a goodly number.
So that's the only thing I need is that, because I have a bunch of the other stuff. I have about $1,000 worth of other stuff.
You got the selenium?
I have the glucogel, selenium. I've got because I had a rotator cuff problem, and I was in pain for years. And until I start taking the glucogel, the pain went away.
How long did it take for the pain to go away?
6 months.
And how long had you had it?
10 years.
10, are you kidding me? 10 years of pain, right?
Yeah. In other words, every time I'd go to bed, I could feel pain. Now I got a little bit more motion. I'm a volunteer electrician. I'm 80 years old. I can still raise my hands up and work on fixtures, and I don't have that pain anymore.
Oh, you
and I have a little better motion on my
How's your sleep? Did anything happen to your sleep since you've been on this program?
I've always slept good.
How about your energy or your mood, or was anything?
I'm in good shape. And in that sense of the word, that's relative. But I'm 80 years old. I don't take no medicine or nothing, and I can work hours and hours and not get tired. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 6 months of therapy to get rid of 10 years of pain. I mean, that's a pretty good bargain.
Oh yeah, better believe it. Yeah.
So the secret sauce here to help support the circulation in the eye would be you need to be taking selenium appropriate for body weight. How much do you weigh?
I weigh 165.
All right, so I would do 12 selenium a day. That's
okay, I should have
4 bottles a month.
I'm doing 6.
All right, so do 12. So you can either do 4, 4, and 4, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or 6 and 6. All right, do 12 selenium a day. And I want you to do 6 Ultimate Daily capsules a day. Ultimate Daily.
All right, I got them.
6 of those.
I got the Vision FS Flux too. How about that? Is that
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. But the Ultimate Daily capsules and the selenium.
All right, I got plenty of that. Beautiful.
That's the foundation that this is built on.
Yeah, I get it for my daughters and stuff.
All right. Plus, Dan, you gotta stop eating fried food and oil.
Oh, I've been out of that for since I heard you guys about 8 months ago. I stopped all that food.
Well, you really are the smartest man in Manchester. No kidding, man. Hey, how about those Red Sox, huh?
Unbelievable.
Wasn't that something?
Yep.
Yeah, it was really great. First time they'd won the World Series in Fenway Park in, 80 years?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, man, it's crazy.
Because I'm originally from the old west end of Boston. I just moved up here about 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I never would have guessed by your accent, Daniel. I never would have guessed that. Yeah, that's great. Remember the Combat Zone? Remember that?
Oh, do I remember the Combat Zone. I used to shine shoes down in that area when I was a kid during the war.
Yeah, son of a gun. Yeah, my mother grew up in Lynn.
Okay, I knew Lynn quite well.
Yeah, Lynn.
A bunch of Albanians in Lynn. I come from an Albanian community.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Well, it's Irish. What'd they call it? Lynn, the city of sin? Is that
sin, where the girls say no but always give in.
We're walking down memory lane now, Dan. We're walking down memory lane.
And I used to work in the shoe mills, setting up the drive shafts when Lynn was all shoe mills.
Really? Son of a gun.
Now they're condos because all the shoes are made in China.
it's true, and the Combat Zone now it's high-priced condos too. It's funny
you better believe it. Are you kidding me? That place is unbelievable.
It's funny how things change, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, what do you want to do? You know, that's life, I guess. So listen, man. So all you need to do the ultimate dailies, 6 a day, do 12 selenium a day, and you should be good. And look, man, if I were you, just don't even go to the MD because that, Sarah, is just a waste of time.
Yeah,
They're
I just got to go one more time because I don't pay anything for it. The union does it because I'm retired out of Local 103 in Boston. And I just want to get their opinion and leave because I'm not going to listen to them anyway.
All right, Dan, give me a heads up in about a month. Give me a call back with a report. All right? Yep. I'll look forward to it. Keep up the good work, man. Go Red Sox. How about that? A little stroll down memory lane for Dr. Glidden. It's not a bad breath of fresh air every once in a while. I am a New England Yankee through and through. That's right. I said it out loud right here on the GCN Communication Network. Ladies and gentlemen, 866-582-9933. That's the number to call to speak to me live. If you're listening to the podcast, 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. We're ending out the first hour. We're going to be coming back and talk to Dan in Tempe, Arizona after these messages. Make sure you visit my website, fireyourmdnow.com. Become a Dr. Glidden insider. Become a Dr. Glidden subscriber to my online health recovery stuff. If it's good enough for Dan in New Hampshire, it's good enough for you. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around. Welcome back. Finishing up the first hour. Today, Thursday, November 7th, 2013, with Dan in Tempe, Arizona. I was just out there a little while ago. Hey, Dan, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm calling regarding the glucogel.
Yeah.
I've got pretty bad arthritis in my lower back to where in the mornings I can't hardly put on my shoes someday.
Yeah, that's a bummer, man.
Big time. So I was wondering, I started out taking 5 3 times a day, but I understand I should be taking, I weigh about 190. So should I up that to, say, 20?
I do 21 because that's easier, right? So that's 7, 7, and 7. That's an easier way to count, right?
Yeah. Okay, a lucky number 7.
There you go.
Right.
And so here's the deal, man, and this isn't, my whole thing is from the proper perspective, everything makes sense. You need to take the right stuff in the right amount, right? If you went to a medical doctor with a sinus infection and they stuck a Q-tip up your nose and did a culture and sensitivity for antibiotics, which they never do anymore, by the way, and which they should. If they did that, we wouldn't have antibiotic-resistant bacteria. If they did what they're supposed to do instead of being lazy SOBs, your medical doctor would tell you, oh, look, you need 30 milligrams of this antibiotic twice a day and it'll kill it. No problem. Well, 30 milligrams twice a day. All right, doc, if you took 10 milligrams once a day, it wouldn't work, would it? Or if you took 30 milligrams once a day instead of twice a day, it wouldn't work. Now, that doesn't mean antibiotics don't work. It just means you didn't take enough. Well, it's the same with medical nutrition, and it's kind of a two-pronged attack here. We have a therapeutic intervention and then a maintenance, right? And the therapeutic is always more than the maintenance because we're trying to fix a problem rather than maintain health. But again, Dan, this isn't just a function of glucogel. It's a function of the 90 essential nutrients plus extra glucogel. So in a perfect world, at 200 pounds, you would be doing 2 healthy bone and joint packs a month. And let me do some quick math here. 600, 200, 2 healthy bone and joint packs a month and 1 extra bottle of glucogel at the 120 count. 1 bottle of glucogel at the 120 count. Because in a healthy bone and joint pack, there's glucogel at the 240 count. You're going to get 2 of those. So in a perfect world, that's what you would do. In a less than perfect world, you would do 1 healthy bone and joint pack, 1 bottle of glucogel at the 240 count, 1 bottle of glucogel at the 120 count, and 1 extra bottle of calcium, 1 bottle of liquid calcium. I always like to give people selenium, so in my world, everybody gets selenium. And, you know, because we're trying to do 2 things here. We're trying to provide support to the skeleton of your skeleton, which is an interesting concept. Your bones and your joints have a skeleton that the minerals attach to, and the skeleton is made out of cartilage and glucosamine and chondroitin. So we give the body the support for the skeleton of the skeleton and then for the exterior of the skeleton. It's very interesting, and this is why our protocol works so effectively, because we give the bone and the joint and the ligament and the tendon and the cartilage everything that it needs, right? We give it everything that it needs, and we get out of the way. And it's a much more prudent therapeutic. Now, all things being equal, there's one other thing you can do to speed up the absorption of these nutrients into your body, and that's by eliminating wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Have you done that yet? Have you eliminated the glutens yet from your diet?
I just did.
Well, all right, great. So, man, I tell you what, man, you're just going to have to trust me on this one. You're going to love the way that makes you feel. That takes about 4 weeks to kick in. Takes about 4 weeks to kick in. You'll start losing weight. You'll have more energy. Your digestive tract will calm down. Little eeny-weeny, teeny, middly-piddly aches and pains that you just thought were part of life are going to disappear. So up the ante with the glucogel. Stay on that, you know, gluten-free train. And when you're doing all the right stuff, I would expect you to experience a noticeable positive change every 14 days, if not sooner. A noticeable positive change in the pain every 14 days. Check it out, Dan. Give us a call back with a report, man. I'll look forward to it. Thanks for the phone call. Hour 2 coming up, ladies and gentlemen. This is Fire Your MD Now.